Hey guys, Minimit here, and today, instead of doing a character breakdown like normal, this time we're going to be looking at my top 5 favorite friendship Pokemon. While most Pokemon evolve through level up, there are some who evolve through the love and care it receives. And today we're going to be looking at my top 5 favorite. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and if you have a different one, I'd love to hear in the comments below. Anyways, let's get started with number 5, Pichu. Okay, so this one is a bit of a biased choice, but that's mainly why he's so low on the list. Pichu is one of my favorite Pokemon. I didn't really have many friends growing up, but I did have a Pichu plushie who kept me company, even if he was just a stuffed animal. Not to mention, Pichu can learn both Nasty Plot, which raises special attack, and Sweet Kiss, which confuses opponents, and that can make for a deadly combination on your Pikachu once it evolves. Pichu, you may only be number 5, but I still love you. Number 4, Cleffa. I'm gonna be honest, Cleffa almost didn't make the list. Although it has a pretty good learn set, being able to learn both Magic Leaf and Sweet Kiss, I almost didn't put Cleffa on the list. That is until I learned about one small detail. When you catch a Pokemon, it usually starts off with a base friendship of 70. To get a friendship Pokemon to evolve, it must have a base happiness of 220 or higher. When you catch a Cleffa, its base happiness is 140, meaning that you don't have to go through as much effort to evolve it as you would in other friendship evolutions. Also, let's not forget to mention that out of Gen 6, Cleffa is a fairy type. In other words, not even your Haxorus is safe. Number 4, Eevee. I can already hear the angry comments yelling at me for not putting Eevee down as number 1, but hear me out, alright? Don't get me wrong, I love the Fluff Ball. I really do. He has the potential to evolve into 2 different Pokemon through friendship. Espeon, who has excellent special attack and speed, as well as a good move pool to complement it, and Umbreon, who's a wall and has a cool shiny. I just couldn't put him as number 1 though. Although it has these things going for it, there are 2 more Pokemon that I felt were better. And speaking of that, number 2, Buneary. Okay, so I know a lot of people don't like Buneary because of its evolution, and I know a lot of people don't like Buneary because it has the lowest possible friendship value upon capture, that being 0. But I like Buneary, and not just because the rabbit happens to be my favorite animal. It's because once this little guy evolves, it really feels like an accomplishment since you had to max out its friendship despite it starting at 0. Also, let's not forget to mention Mega Lopunny is truly worth the wait with a base 136 attack and base speed at 135. Also, my brother gave me a shiny Buneary and I like it. Before we move on to number 1, I just want to give a shout out to a couple of honorable mentions. First off, we have Togepi. Togepi was the Pokemon that introduced us all to the egg mechanic, at least if you played Gold, Silver, and Crystal. To be honest, although it's rather cute, and I absolutely adore Togekiss, it just doesn't make the list. Why? Well, for starters, in the original Gold and Silver, and in Crystal, upon hatching, it knows no good moves. Like, no attacking moves whatsoever. Sure, it can learn Metronome at level 7, but that's not always a guarantee to be a good move, and its only damaging move it learns isn't until level 38, that being Double Edge. They did make it a little easier to raise in the remakes by having Togepi know Extrasensory, but it's still not my favorite, nonetheless. I'm sorry, Togepi, but you just weren't good enough. Better luck next time. Riolu. Lucario is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I love Riolu too, it's just, I didn't have anything to say about this one. To be honest, I'm not really sure why I like him to begin with. Again, the only reason I didn't put him on was because I couldn't really find anything to say about him. Sorry, Riolu, I still love you. And my favorite friendship Pokemon is Golbat. Zubat is considered to be one of the most annoying Pokemon ever. You always find him in caves, and no Super Sonic to confuse you, Astonish to make you flinch, and Leech Sledge to drain your HP and heal itself. God, see, this thing was meant to annoy you. Not to mention that it's practically baggage until it learns Wing Attack. The reason I like Golbat is because the fact that you have to love something that you used to hate to make it evolve, it's kind of sweet to me. And also, when Golbat evolves into Crobat, it becomes one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, excluding, well, Mega Evolutions, of course. Also, it's a poison type, so if the big bad Cleffa is giving you too much trouble, just send out your Crobat. You won't be sorry. Anyways, those are my top 5 favorite friendship Pokemon. Who's your favorite? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Also, if you have an idea for a top 5 or 10, I'd love to hear it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to play some Pokemon Crystal. And this is Minimit saying, see you guys later.